Hey, so I'm Dave Newman. I worked with Steve. I've known him since I moved to the States in 2000. And initially, I was based in New York. Steve was in Boston. I traveled up from time to time to work on projects that he was managing. And I knew him pretty well up to the point when I actually moved up to Boston with my children. And I remember sitting down with him in 2008 when we visited the office for the first time. And my kids were probably only about 6 and 4 at the time. And I remember him taking the time and sitting down in the conference room to draw them pictures. And I think that kind of exemplifies the guy he was. It was family and friends first, and work second. It's just amazing he was so good at the work as well. I didn't prepare any statement to come and talk to you about my experiences with Steve, but there are a couple of stories that just kind of spring to mind in the years that I knew him and others at Mott's have known him. One thing that always amazed me about Steve was his disinterest in cars and driving, to the extent that I never actually saw him drive, I don't think, or very rarely. In fact, he, Marika, and the kids took a trip to Virginia when I was still living in DC, and it was Marika that drove them down. And I remember a story once. I think he was looking for a car, and he was at a barbecue, and he said to somebody, I'm looking for a new car. And the guy said, oh, I've got a car. And Steve said, I'll take it. Which I just thought was fantastic. And there's one other story, again, typical Steve. But I remember in the office, and Steve came in one day super excited about a new discovery he'd made. Dave, I think Jeb might have been there as well. I think we might have been together, but he said, Dave, there's this new thing. It's amazing. It's called a DVR. And this was at the point at where they'd been in everybody's homes for 3 or 4 years. And we felt bad telling him that he wasn't the first to know. We miss him a lot. And, I think he's an inspiration to all of us. We've all gained something from knowing him. Thank you.